To eat or not to eat breakfast? Should you cut back on carbs to lose weight? Lexington registered dietitian Amanda Nighbert separates the fact from fiction in common diet myths.
Boss, yeah. I always say as a registered dietitian, I had to put my hand on my diploma and say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And now I might be eating my words, 20 years later, because the science has changed a little bit. Ultimately, it comes down to what you prefer the best. Skipping breakfast is not going to cause you to gain weight. Eating breakfast is not going to cause you to gain weight. So a lot of people are talking about skipping breakfast due to intermittent fasting, which is really a big buzzword right now. In 2016, the Nobel Peace Prize was received for the discovery of autophagy. And that was really kind of like the first time that people said, wow, there's benefit in not eating. And so ever since that, we've been learning so much more about intermittent fasting. So some people wake up and they're just not hungry. If that's you, don't feel bad about skipping breakfast. Intermittent fasting can be a really great strategy to implement for weight loss.
And I found it interesting too, breakfast, break your fast, that there actually is some science behind the fact that it's good to give your body, your digestive system, a break in the morning if you can.
Yeah, absolutely. Traditionally, prior to whole 6 small meals a day, we fasted each night for at least 12 to 14 hours. And then kind of in the 70s, when the first nutritional guidelines were developed, we were told to eat as soon as we get up and eat well into the evening. And that's definitely backfired. So I think if you can get in at least a 12-hour fast every night, there's a lot of benefit for that.
Another one that I hear a lot is cut back on carbs and fat to lose weight. There's always sort of been this stigma that carbs and fat are bad, but that's not necessarily true.
You're exactly right. So here's the deal, back in 1977 with the first nutritional guidelines, they said fear fat. Fast forward to today, and now it's all about the fear of carbohydrates. And the problem is that people get so focused on that all or nothing mindset, no carbs or no fat, that it leads to this kind of imbalance in your life. And really the goal for long-term weight loss success is about creating balance. On Cinco de Mayo, we want to have chips and salsa and margaritas. So being able to incorporate the right amount of carbohydrates and the right amount of fats is important for long-term sustainability.
And the good fats. Remind people, what are some examples of fats that are actually good for you?
Yeah, so healthy fats include, grass-fed butter, like this Kerrygold butter. I love coconut oil and avocado oil. Fats that are present in nature, fats that are more man-made and processed are going to be undesirable, like canola oil, vegetable oil, soybean oil. And when you think about it, I always say, my great-great-grandmother, she lived to be 102 years old, and she lived on butter, bacon, and bourbon. So there's a lot to be said for, the way we were eating, which incorporated kind of healthy fats versus kind of what we're trying to do today.
Our third one is water. Drink at least 8 glasses of water a day. Do you go by that, or what are your thoughts about how much water we need?
Yeah, that's another kind of common nutritional slogan that people say. Here's the deal. Hydration is super important with regards to weight loss. You can't metabolize fat without adequate fluid. I love water. I especially love electrolyte water. When we talk about how much water you need, it's more closer to half your body weight, so not necessarily 64 ounces a day. You may need a little bit more, you may need a little bit less. I think the most important thing to understand about water consumption is the importance of sodium, potassium, and magnesium. You can actually do more harm by drinking too much plain water. It washes out all your electrolytes, your sodium, your potassium, and magnesium. So one of the things that I do with my clients is I really stress the importance of electrolytes. So maybe some electrolyte add-ins like the Ultima or Noon tabs, getting some electrolyte enhanced water. It can make you feel so much better, especially if you're doing intermittent fasting.
What happens too if you aren't getting enough water, and how does that affect your metabolism?
Yeah, like I said, in that process of fat metabolism, you have to have fluid. So it really kind of slows down your metabolism if you're not getting enough water. The other issue is it has a snowball effect. High thirst and hunger are the exact same signals. So a lot of people think they're walking around hungry all day when in reality they're just dehydrated. So drinking plenty of water, again, especially electrolyte water, can help curb your hunger. It helps you sleep better. It helps you poop better. Having good bowel movements every day is important for fat loss as well. So the more water you drink, the more your overall health benefits.
Amanda, I'm a big fan of your Instagram page. That's one way that people can follow you. What are all the ways that they can find more information about you and get your tips as well?
Yeah, check me out on Instagram. I'm really active there, but you can also check out my website, amandanighbert.com.